My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria. Bring home real pizzeria pizza taste. Bring home Giuseppe by Dr. Oetker.
So Gordon, for Tara and I, it's just such a thrill. Our show, our little show, is about hometowns and hockey. Yes. And we're going to talk Orillia, of course, but hockey first.
Where does your love for the game originate from? What are your earliest memories of hockey in Orillia?
Well, my dad, of course, my dad was into it. He was. We went to the games where they won. The Orillia Terriers won the senior championship of the world out in Seattle one year. He got me playing hockey. I wanted to be a hockey player. He sprayed the backyard. We had a rink out in the backyard. I used to practice my shot down in the basement of the house, in a small house, you know, shooting shots in the basement. Hockey, you know, trying to learn how to raise the puck. And I tell you, I did not. I was like golf, you know. You got to have the swing. You know, you got to have the swing. You know, you got to have the motivation to right up, early on to be a hockey player. So I only did that for a couple of years.
I couldn't raise the puck for the longest time either. It drove me crazy. I went to the rink and I just stood there and worked on trying to wrist the puck into the air.
I only got off one really good shot in the entire time that I played, all through grade 9. And there was a guy who'd been picking on my friend, and I had a chance. I was playing a left wing, and I had a chance to take a shot, and I thought about all the work in the basement and the rink out in the backyard, and I let one go. I swear to God, it went over right in the top shelf. It went right by the side of his head. And that's the only time I ever had a shot on goal, and that's what it was, right in the top shelf. It was the guy who'd been beaten up on my friend, who was the goalie.
Justice.
I knew that going in, too, and I said, I've got to get this guy.
You're following the game, and you're not even 14, and you still don't have a television. I love that.
Foster Hewitt, Hockey Night in Canada.
But on radio, so you got to...
by radio. Hello, and I would always have a hot dog and a Coca-Cola.
Getting ready to start the second period, and there's no score.
Tell us about Orillia. What does it evoke when I say that word, Orillia?
Orillia. I learned everything that I had to know was in Orillia. It had everything that a person growing up could require. We had baseball, we had hockey, we had music, we had 2 movie theaters, we had surrounding areas where we would go and fish for trout in the flowing streams or in the Orillia area. There was a lot of that. I used to love doing that. The arena, the community center there, where I would go to play hockey. I would pack my bag and get up there, like all the kids still do. You know, we walked, and for us it was a fair walk.
Listen to this. This is Chris Hadfield, the astronaut.
I met Chris.
Isn't he great?
I met him out at Hughes' room one night. He was out there.
He would love you, of course. So, just before his biggest assignment, his biggest gig, commander of the International Space Station. And he's actually going up in a Soyuz, a Russian aircraft, to the space station. And,
I remember that.
So they made an agreement. There were 3 of them, 2 cosmonauts and him, the astronaut. They made an agreement to grab some music to relax them in the final 30 minutes before liftoff. And Chris Hadfield says, I had asked for, if you could read my mind.
That was really a good choice for him. That was a great choice for him, but what did they give him?
He took it.
Did he take it? Okay,
and
that's
he
good.
said, so there it is, a thoughtful, soaring song. It always brings me peace.
Thank you. I'm glad that you read that for me, Ron.
Yeah,
really.
Chris Hadfield. So that, you know, and I love the metaphor of leaving this earth, but to be more alive, you know, to do the greatest thing he'll ever do. And he takes you, but so your moment of peace, do you have something you say to yourself, or a mantra, or even a cut of music that you play for yourself? Could be Mozart, could be Dylan, could be Elvis. Is there anything that you have that gets you into that peaceful place?
Well, I tell you, there's a lot of really good people out there in the night, you know, It's hard to choose. It really is difficult to choose. It's more like the people you get to know. The person I really think I know best, though, is Bob Dylan, because we had the same manager.
Yeah.
And the manager actually used to have us up to his place in Woodstock. You know, I was kind of awestruck most of the time when I was around Bob Dylan, but the manager was the focus point of it all, and he would have us all up there at once, and he'd be there, and we'd be able to interact. Actually, the manager, who was Albert Grossman, was the legendary impresario of the folk revival. Without Ian and Sylvia here, I would never have met this man, Albert Grossman.
I have one more Orillia question.
Okay.
But relating to music, because you've written so much about your home. One song for you that you think is your favorite homage to your hometown or your home area?
Coochie-ching.
There you go.
I wrote a song called Coochie-ching, which tells the whole story of my life, and it's on my last album.
Perfect.
It's just a crazy little tune that I put together. When it comes to ballads, it would have to be the Pussy Willow's Cattails. It really speaks for that town in a large way. It's about a little mill out in Marchmount, which is about where we used to go fishing. There was a mill there, and every time I would play the song, I could picture the whole area, the mill pond, the bulrushes, everything was all there. And I got it forth in that song. You know, it all came out there, and people were able to imagine the imagery, I suppose, that I felt while I was doing it, and that's Orillia.
So congratulations on this too, Gordon. I know, like, getting you to talk about yourself was hard, but you've...
Oh, I loved hearing myself talk, Ron, you know?
Oh, good.
I just like grapes. I love to hear myself talk.
Here's your photo on the book.
That was done by John Reeves, who's a photographer.
And Nicholas Jennings did a great job.
These are Nicholas Jennings.
So now you've got your cover, and you've got this statue. We're going to unveil the statue in Orillia.
So what's coming up is a bust that was done about 15 years ago, or done just before I went down with the burst artery. And so that would make it around about the year 2000. And it's been sitting in his living room for the last 17 years. He's a very good sculptor. Gino Caviccioli is his name. They're going to put it in front of the Opera House in a bronze, actually.
Isn't that, Gordon, where you had the back-to-back shows when you had the hemorrhage?
That is where it took place.
So imagine, you're here.
Right there, they took me to the Orillia Hospital, where I might say. Orillia Hospital ain't too bad. Soldiers Memorial Hospital, they're a good spot.
You could only have one. Which would it be? A canoe or a guitar?
A guitar.
Yeah, it has to be a guitar. I knew that was nice try.
Oh, thank you.
So you were there for the 75th anniversary, right, as the honorary captain? Well, so this is for the 100th.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Isn't that great?
There you go.
That's good. That's
Mr.
good.
Lightfoot, this is for you. Oh,
Good.
right on.
Let's try it on.
Let's see if it fits. There you go.
I love that it's got the nameplate and the year. 17th, by the way, your birth date. I think that's kind of cool, November 17. So it's not only the year, but it's your date.
Thank you very much.
That looks fantastic. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the least we can do.
All right.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria. Bring home real pizzeria pizza taste. Bring home Giuseppe by Dr. Oetker.